Welcome to ZoomTV, the show where we explore everything that flies, drives and floats and invite you along for the experience. Basically, we're going to give you information so you can make a better purchasing decision. Today, we're in the beautiful coastal town of Albany WA to be tourists with a twist. This is a mint-looking machine.
That is.
So you're going to take me around and show me Albany?
Well, sure I will.
I head to Melbourne and take a look at the brand new Sunliner G54.
It might surprise you, but the G54 drives more like a car than you'd expect.
If you want to add some torque to your diesel, we've got a great deal for you from United Fuel Injection.
Yeah, we've designed a voucher code called ZoomTV. That's redeemable at the end of the sale.
And our Esanda Celebrity Hitchhiker today is Paul Moore from Winners and Losers. First vehicle you ever owned?
The first vehicle was a postie bike when I was 17 and 9 months.
So strap yourself into your lazy boy and join me for a good old-fashioned road trip on ZoomTV. Today we're in Albany, Western Australia, about 5 hours drive south of Perth to, well, experience Albany and be tourists the best way you can and the only way you should on the back of a fat boy Harley Davidson, on the back of this bad boy. Paul?
G'day, Aaron.
How's it going, mate?
Good to
Thanks
meet you.
for coming to pick me up. This is a mint-looking machine.
That is.
So you're going to take me around and show me Albany?
Well, sure I will.
Okay, mate, I'm going to get all rugged up because it's a bit chilly here.
A little bit. Not the best of days, but
Okay, buddy.
climb aboard. Seatbelt on.
Seatbelt on.
Let's go
Paul.
see it.
Let's go see Albany. Yeah, that is awesome. I'll let you get your stuff off, Paul. That was cool. Albany is an awesome place.
It is. It's a beautiful place.
I'm gonna be honest though, next time I'm bringing gloves. It's a bit cold here in Albany, but one thing that just takes your breath away is there's so many buildings with so much history and
there's a lot of history here.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah. No, a lot of beautiful buildings, but a lot of natural beauty as well. The coastline's pretty awesome around here.
Now, Paul, one of the things I really like about being on the back of this, rather than being in a car, is you feel that you're part of everything you're going past.
Yeah. No, there's no obstructions to your view. You just you're out there in the elements and just really experiencing it.
And the noise that this thing's making through town, everyone's looking and you can't help but think to yourself, I'm on the back of a Harley.
Yeah, no, if you don't want attention, it's not the thing to do, but it's a good way to see the place and sort of enjoy, basically.
Tell us a little bit about Albany. I mean, you can see it's got a lot of history.
It's one of the oldest towns. I think it is the oldest town in WA. It's older than Perth even, and it was a toss-up for being the capital, apparently. No, things turned out better this way. I'd hate to think of 1 million people sort of in the environment, so yeah, it keeps it very sort of natural. And
now, we've seen the town, but there must be some other things around we can have a look at as well.
There is, so we'll go and have a look at them if you like. We'll head out to the Gap and the West Natural Bridge and show you around a bit more of the coast.
Okay, now the thing about your tour is you can pick people up from the hotel, you can pretty much take them where they want to go, you can stop wherever you want to stop, get off, get back on, easy.
No, that's it. The tours are totally individualised. If you have somewhere special you want to go, we can do that, or otherwise we'll give you suggestions and Whitestone will work something out specially for you.
Okay, so there you go. Later in the show, we're going to check out some more scenic places here in Albany, WA. Make sure you don't go anywhere because there's heaps to come on ZoomTV. That view's pretty special. Well, that view is the view from my bedroom. And this view is the view from my kitchen. And that view, well, that's the view from my lounge room. Welcome aboard Sunliner G54 Holiday Series. Now, this is a pretty special motorhome, and those views, well, they're pretty cool, but I can change them whenever I want simply by turning the key. So whenever you want a change of scenery, all you've got to do is move.
You've probably thought about it before, getting behind the wheel and hitting the open road on an outback adventure in your own motorhome. But if you're like me, you've probably also thought, do I need a special licence? Are they hard to drive? And where do I start? Well, the great news is that the Australian designed and built Sunliner holiday motorhomes can be driven on a standard driver's licence, they're not hard to drive, and they're even easier to customise.
The most popular line of motorhomes in the Sunliner garage has to be the Holiday Series because they make it really easy for you to customise your motorhome the way you want. It's pretty much 3 steps. First of all, you choose your chassis and your layout. Now, you can choose between 4 chassis, Iveco, Ford, Fiat, and of course Mercedes-Benz. Then you choose one of 11 layouts. Then from there, step 2 is to choose the finish you want. You've got 4 choices there. Finally, you choose, what am I gonna do with my van? Am I gonna bunny hop all over Australia and depend on others? Or do I want to freestyle, have no dependency on anyone else, and just spec my van right out? Now this, I kind of like this finish. It is the G54 mounted on an Iveco chassis with a classic finish.
It might surprise you, but the G54 drives more like a car than you'd expect. Despite its size, the steering is light, so you don't have to wrestle it in and out of parking spots. And the added features, like reversing camera and rear parking sensors, means you'll never be out of your depth in the driving department.
The G54 comes with a rear slider that, when fully extended, really opens up the bedroom. The kitchen, well laid out, heaps of storage. You get your 3 gas stove top burner, you get your oven, and you also get a large bathroom shower. You also get your large fridge freezer, microwave, reversible facing forward seats, and your dual lounge dinette. At night time, you can actually convert this into a bed. How cool is that? Another thing that Sunliner have absolutely nailed is exterior design. I mean, yes, it looks great, but it's very functional. Everything is where you're going to use it. It's not where it fitted best. They also blend in an exterior awning that looks great, is easy to set up, so you're going to use it. But what Sunliner absolutely do very, very well is give you plenty of storage. They've made use of all the space so you can pack everything you need to enjoy your holiday.
They say a change is as good as a holiday. Well, what if you could have both? With a Sunliner motorhome you can, and the G54 is the ideal way to change your holiday scenery as often as you'd like without compromising on luxury or comfort. To start your motorhome adventure on your terms, go to sunliner.com.au or follow the links from ZoomTV.
If you want to get more grunt out of your diesel, by now you should understand that the only place to go is United Fuel Injection. And now, with the help of the internet, you can access their parts and accessories from anywhere in Australia. All you've got to do is jump onto eBay. Because that's right, United Fuel Injection is now on eBay. Up until now, if you ever wanted to get hold of the most trustworthy parts for your diesel or turbo engine, you'd have to come in and see the guys here at United Fuel Injection personally. And while you can still do that, there's one minor problem. They're in Perth. So if you've ever thought to yourself, I'd love to get hold of some great parts or some reconditioned parts or brand new parts from United Fuel Injection, I've now got some great news for you. United Fuel Injection is on eBay, isn't it, Michael?
It is indeed, yes. Yeah, brilliant.
So if anyone at home, anywhere in Australia, wants to access any of your parts at great prices, they can now deal with you direct because of eBay.
Yeah, they could just log on to eBay, buy the parts, or if they're unsure, send us a message or give us a call.
What are some of the savings people can actually make by dealing with you through eBay?
The benefits is that they've got an online price, so if they've got an online saving on RRP, we can pass the discount on to the guys because there's no labour involved having an online site.
Is there any delay in the parts getting out to them?
No, 1 to 3 days. Most cases it's 3 days, depending on the weight of the item. If it's under 5 kilo, they'll have it the next day. If it's anything over 5 kilo, 3 days max.
So Mike, what you've done is you've made this great man store where people can go on the Home Mechanic and they can actually deal direct with you, the people that are reconning the part and the people that are selling the part.
Yes, so they can actually save themselves money rather than paying someone else's fee on top. They can buy it direct from our stall.
Now, Mike, scrolling through your eBay store, I can see you've got all your parts and accessories, including your reconditioned parts, but what are some of the hot deals?
Some of the hot deals at the minute are the Steinbauer performance chips, some of the Taipan full exhaust systems. We also got the Common Rail filter kit, the fuel manager filter kit's on special at the minute, probably the cheapest in Australia.
I've noticed you've got the full range of your reconditioned parts on there as well.
We do, yes.
Now, do they come with a warranty?
Yeah, of course, yes.
Now, one of the things that's caught my attention is, what's this Build Your Performance Kit about?
It's where you can tailor make the package to suit you rather than the shops themselves. So you can choose your own turbo, the exhaust to suit, one of the super chips to enhance the performance. And at the end of it, you can put one of these fancy Common Rail filter kits on as well.
Okay, so United Fuel Injection with the power of eBay are giving all the power to the customer to actually get what they want from you.
They can make what suits them rather than what suits the manufacturer.
And get a great price at the same time.
Can indeed.
There's a discount available to the people at home, isn't there?
Yeah, we've designed a voucher code called ZoomTV that's redeemable at the end of the sale. All they do is type in ZoomTV in the voucher box and it knocks them 5% off the entire bill.
Well, mate, you've done really well. Thank you very much. Now, throughout the rest of the season, how about every now and then you give us an update with some of the hot deals you got on there?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Now, if you'd like to get more performance out of your diesel, build your own performance kit, or just access some great advice, make sure you go to zoomtv.com.au, click on the big discount banner for United Fuel Injection, follow it, save 5%, and buy your parts directly off United Fuel Injection. Beautiful Albany in the southern region of WA is home to pristine beaches, national parks and rich Australian history. Here there are plenty of outdoor activities to keep the family entertained, unique wineries and distilleries to explore, and it's a great place to escape to if you need a break from the busyness of day-to-day life. The next time you're due for a getaway, you should definitely check out the Ibis Styles Albany Hotel. The rooms are warm and welcoming, each equipped with a flat screen TV, fridge, Wi-Fi and a modern ensuite. Here you have the option of queen, king, twin or family-sized accommodation. Another big plus is you're just metres away from one of Albany's greatest treasures, the Country Manor Bar and Grill, which is open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And I've got to tell you, the food here is so good, your waistline is definitely going to pay the price. Check out the Ibis Styles Albany for your next getaway. Get in touch with them via realestatetv.com.au. Coming up after the break, we continue exploring Albany on our road trip thanks to Down Under Harley Tours. That's next on Zoom TV.
Yeah, no, good timing.
Now, mate, that was a lot of fun. I loved all the countryside you took me to. Natural Bridge, awesome.
Yeah.
Gap that we went to,
Yeah.
awesome.
All good.
Now, do you find that people actually choose the country right out of the city, I suppose?
A bit of both. So yeah, no, it's not far to get into the country from here, basically.
Now, as we discussed before, the great thing about it, I mean, we're just metres off the bay there, which is absolutely spectacular. You're up high, you get to see things from a different perspective, a perspective that you wouldn't get if you're, on board a taxi or in a car, would you?
No, that's it. You've got no roof or windows to sort of encage you, basically. You're out there in it and nothing in the way, basically.
Now, if people want to get involved, they just jump onto the website, and that's harleytours.com.au, and if they plug Zoom TV, I'm sure they'll do the right thing by you, won't you?
Yep.
Mate,
we'll look after you.
You have been an absolute gentleman. Thank you very much, Paul.
No.
Good luck.
My pleasure.
I think I'm going to stay here at the Great Southern Distillery and just taste their whiskey. What do you reckon?
Sounds like a good idea.
It's going to warm me up. I'd offer you one, but you're driving.
Next time.
Now, if you do drop into Albany and you take one of the Down Under tours and it's the middle of winter, it's going to be cold, and the easiest way to warm up is to drop into here, the Great Southern Distilling Company, the makers of Lime Burners Whiskey. Now, I'm now joined by the marketing manager, Brent. How are you, Brent?
Good, Aaron. Great to see you.
And you too. Now, tell me more about this Lime Burners Whiskey. There must be a story there.
It is actually the first single malt whiskey ever made in Western Australia. The first legal, I should say. We've been operating since about 2004. We were started by our CEO, Cameron Syme, who started with a passion, did 16 years worth of research and learning how to be a distiller, learning how to become quite a master distiller. And then he decided that Albany was the right place to do it for the weather, the water, the location, the beautiful scenery that we've got as well, and then started in about 2004. About 2007 was our first release, and we've just gone from strength to strength.
Just take us through the process of how, I suppose, water is turned into whiskey.
So we start with a single grain, which is our malted barley. Now, we get all of our ingredients from as local as possible as we can, so our grains all come from the wheat belt. Now, we split that grain using a mill, and that opens up all the grains to release all the sugars and the nutrients and so forth, all the good stuff. Now, we mash that around, and that all comes out as a liquid form and then goes across to what's called the washback, which is the second big steel container. That is where you get all the tonnage or the haulage of how much of the liquid of the nutrients and so forth you're getting out of the amount of grain you've got. We oxidise it, we add some yeast in there, and we start getting the enzyme releasing and all the cool stuff starts going on. It then goes from that across to a fermenter for about a week, and that's when all the crazy alcohol starts, all the good stuff starts coming through. It then goes across to the stills, where we double distill it through 2 different stills, and then you're left with what's called the heart right at the end of that procedure. The heart is then a vodka-like looking substance that doesn't have the colour that the bottles have here, and then it goes into the barrels. And the barrel is where it gets all its colour and a lot more flavours and so forth added to it. So it'll then sit in these barrels for a minimum of 2 years, a lot longer normally. We won't actually release any whiskey until we're sure that it tastes perfect.
Wow, so in these bottles, there's an amazing amount of time and a lot's been invested in it, so you're actually tasting a lot of love out of these.
You are, absolutely. A lot of time and effort, and there is, I suppose you could say that each barrel is almost a science experiment in a way, because we can't see the results until 3 years down the track.
Massive investment. Now, I've got to tell you that I've heard nothing but good things about this. Now, it's an amazing achievement to have this coming out of little old Albany, let's be honest, but you couldn't do it anywhere else, could you?
Not without the weather, not without the water, and not without the great people that make it possible down here. So
thank you very much for having us down here and heating us up. Now, if you would like to try any of these, make sure you go to zoomtv.com.au and click on the Great Southern Distilling Company. Trust me, it'll be the best thing you ever did.
I got to tell you, how beautiful is our country? After the break, I'm with this week's Esanda Celebrity Hitchhiker, Mr. Paul Moore from Winners and Losers. That's next on ZoomTV. Welcome back to ZoomTV. Now, I'm in the hills of Melbourne, Victoria, looking for one of the cast members of Winners and Losers, Paul Moore. I think I found him. I'm sorry, Paul, I'm so late. I got so lost, bud. How about you drop in the back and answer my questions and get the aircon on, drink a water, and we get hit Melbourne. What do you reckon?
I love you so much.
Get in the back,
Crank
mate.
it, baby, crank
Get in
it.
the back. Paul, welcome to the back of the temporary Zoomobile, the big Suzuki Kazashi. Now, mate, you're on Winners and Losers,
Yep.
Which everyone knows you from, but people might not know that you're actually on there and you are married to your real-life wife.
That is right, Sarah Grace. She plays the character of Bridget, who's the prim and proper chick. You know, she likes to play it up on the show. So when she's on the show, she's prim and proper. When she's at home, she lets herself go.
So how did you get involved in Winners and Losers?
I was pretty lucky, actually. Sarah got the role first, playing Bridget. She got the call. You know, on the show, she's going to have a man, and she put in the good word for me. They got me in for an audition. I workshopped the absolute crap out of it because I thought to myself, if anyone else is going to play my husband on the show, they're going to get to kiss her and be with her. That's not going to happen. So I rehearsed and did the best bloody audition I could ever do,
Yeah.
and I nailed it.
I think we now have to move on to the Esanda Fast 5 questions. First,
vehicle you ever owned?
First vehicle was a postie bike when I was 17 and 9 months, with a big sex wax sticker on the side of it, and it was awesome. I could 0 to 90 down a hill in about 7 or 8 seconds.
What is your opinion of the worst car on the streets now, and why?
The worst car on the street would have to be a mini moat. I reckon they look sick and they look awesome, but I'm 31 now, and I'm thinking about having a family, and I'm all about safety.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of those things, you're gone.
Of your opinion, the best car on the streets and why?
One of my mates just got a Volvo, but the latest Volvo. I used to think they were, for old people and this and that, but the latest Volvo looks sick and it treats you like a celebrity with all the little things.
So, Paul, the next question, what car do you currently drive?
I've got a Ford Fiesta at the moment, 2009 model, and it's black, super fast.
Paul, the last and final question for Esanda is, what is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear would have to be probably heights, but also being out of control in a vehicle. So many things go through my head about what's going to happen, and I try and predict the future, and just being out of control.
Now, talking about going really fast, I would love to get out of here. We're going to go and get ourselves some water. Get us out of here, mate. Please get us out of here.
Let's do it.
Well, that's it. Road trip is done. Thank you very much to this week's Esanda Celebrity Hitchhiker, Mr. Paul Moore from Winners and Losers. Thank you also to our fantastic tour guide, Paul, from Down Under Harley Tours. If you'd like to know more about today's show, go to our website, zoomtv.com.au. Now, if you live in a beautiful part of Australia like this, and you've got something cool that we can zoom around in, invite us along, people. We'd love to come and see your beautiful countryside and show the rest of Australia it. If you're part of an enthusiast club and you've got an event coming up, make sure you tell us about it. Go to our website, click on the events page. We'll give it a plug. We might even attend. Now remember, whatever you do that zooms, make sure you do it safe. Now, how beautiful is our country? Fantastic. And that's a wrap.